Namaste and welcome to Tradition Mandir in Denver, Colorado. This is Yamajit. Thank you for joining me for our Puja and Satsang Friday night. I'm going to be sharing two guided meditations. One is called Focusing, and it's actually a meditation practice out of conventional psychotherapy. I'll say a little something about that in a couple of minutes. And then, because of its similarities, and namaste to Kim, by the way, because of its similarities, I'm also going to do a very simple Cho practice so you can see the similarities. And I think doing the two together will really deepen the process. Give you some background on focusing. This is a technique I used to use when I had my counseling practice years ago. And you can find information on it. Of course, it's a backwards image on this little book called Focusing. The author is Eugene Gendlin. And I'm going to give you a little background on this. So, Dr. Gendlin was a researcher at the University of Chicago, one of the premier schools of psychology in the United States. And he spent 30 plus years doing outcome research in different techniques of psychotherapy. And after 30 years of examining these different techniques and how effective they might or might not be, he came to the conclusion that the techniques that had that resulted in some kind of, in the client feeling some kind of shift on a physical level, a change in what he calls their felt sense. Those were the techniques that had the longest lasting results. And so he came up with this simple technique. It's made up of 6 different stages called focusing. So focusing can be done as a guided practice like I'm doing tonight. And I would encourage you to replay this broadcast from time to time and learn the basic steps. And this is something that a person can actually do for themselves. It takes a little practice, but it is very effective. And you, as we go through this, you may notice some similarities between the focusing process and some elements of guided meditations that I've shared with you before. And so this broadcast tonight is technically part of our modern Cho practice for the West series. And as I said, installment 1, every once in a while I was going to share with you techniques that were developed by those of a similar mind. And the focusing technique is very similar to the Cho practices that were developed by Lama Tsultrim Alyon, the technique called Feeding Your Demons, and also Baal Kedman and his book, Cho Practice Demystified. And we're going to be doing something very similar to Alyon's Feeding Your Demons process as our second meditation. But I'd like to go ahead and start with our puja, just to set the stage and bring us into a more sacred context for doing this work. So I invite you first to find a comfortable seat. You can be seated on the ground, cross-legged, maybe with a cushion under your hips, or a straight back chair with your feet flat on the floor and your hands resting on your knees will work very nicely as well. And then when we get into the meditations themselves, you could do both of these lying on your back in Shavasana as well. And if that's sounding good for your body right now, I would certainly encourage you to do that. But let's open our practice by tuning in. Let's bring the palms of our hands together at our heart center. And we're going to chant Om 3 times. Inhale Om. Inhale Om again. And one more time. Inhale and exhale. Slowly open your eyes if your eyes were closed. And before we go into our puja, I'd like for us all to express the intention that we are doing this work both for the benefit of ourselves and also for the benefit of all sentient beings. So we begin with a simple cleansing. And let this symbolize our ability at this point to just let go of all the distractions, of all the cares of the day, so that we can focus on the present moment. We honor Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles. We remember our teachers, both past and present. We honor Lord Shiva, the masculine principle and the guru to the gods. And we honor the Divine Mother in all of her forms. We offer perfume oil to represent the offering of our physical selves. We offer food for the water element to represent the offering of our emotional selves. We make an offering of the fire element to represent the offering of our consciousness and our ability to change within ourselves and our ability to create change. We will offer incense for the air element, representing the offering of our intellectual selves, our mental faculties and abilities. And we make a floral offering to represent the flowering of our potentials and the offering of our spiritual selves. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jema. So I invite you now to find a comfortable seat. Again, it can be on the floor, on a cushion, in a chair. And you're also welcome to lie down on your back in Shavasana. And again, just to set the mood for our first meditation, I'm going to read a quote from the back of the focusing book. Based on groundbreaking research conducted at the University of Chicago, the focusing technique has gained widespread popularity and scholarly acclaim. It consists of 6 easy-to-master steps that identify and change the way thoughts and emotions are held within the body. Focusing can be done virtually anywhere and at any time, and an entire session can take no more than 10 minutes. But its effects can be felt immediately in the relief of bodily tension and psychological stress, as well as in dramatic shifts in understanding and insight. So again, make sure that you're seated comfortably or lying on your back in Shavasana. Close your eyes. Begin to breathe deeply and take a moment to relax. And with your eyes closed and you're breathing deep and slow, let's stay in the present moment. The aim of this exercise is connecting yourself with the aspects of experiencing that can't be described necessarily or labeled that easily. The premise of this exercise is experience is comprised by more than we can tell or describe. So now, I invite you to start by noticing and connecting with your essential perception. First, notice how your body is making contact with the chair or the floor beneath you. If you're seated, notice how your feet are making contact with the ground. If you're lying down, how your body is making contact with the floor beneath you. And likewise, if you're seated in a meditational position. This exercise is everything about noticing. Noticing comes before judging. So we're going to try to bracket our reasoning for a while. Instead, we're going to leave our senses to communicate something that perhaps hasn't been perceived before. So if you think you're getting judgmental about a situation, I encourage you to stop for a moment and gently remind yourself to focus on your breath. So now we will start by noticing and connecting with our essential perception. First, reconnect with your body. And just notice how it feels at this moment. And then notice how the outside temperature is stimulating your skin. Maybe it's a very subtle sensation. You might start by perceiving the fibers of your clothing making contact with some parts of your skin. But continue to rest your awareness in that subtle feeling. And then let your awareness drop inside your body. And notice your breath going in and out with each inhalation and exhalation. Stay there for a moment. And feel the fresh air coming in and out of your nostrils. And how your lungs feel as they're filled with air. Just notice your breath going in and out, in and out. Become aware of your body from the inside now. Start by feeling your throat, your neck, your spine. How does it feel focusing on your physical form on the inside? Maybe you notice your heart beating within your chest. Can you feel your belly? So what I'm going to ask you to do is to be silent, just to yourself. Take a moment to just relax, relaxing deeper and deeper, continuing to pay attention inwardly on the interior of your body, again, maybe your stomach or your chest. And now I invite you to see what comes as you ask yourself, how is my life going? What is the main thing for me right now? And sense within your body. Let the answers come slowly from this sensing. And when some concern comes up as you ask yourself these questions, don't go inside it. Just stand back at a safe distance and just say to yourself, yes, that's there. I can feel that there. And just let there be a little space between you and that issue. And then ask, what else that you feel? What is it? What else is there that you feel? And wait again and sense. Very often there may be one, two, maybe even several things. Now, from among what came, I invite you to select one personal issue to focus on. Again, don't go inside it, but stand back from it. And of course, there may be many parts to that one thing that you're thinking about. Too many to think about each one alone. But you can feel all of these things together. And pay attention there where you usually feel things. And in there, you can get a sense of what all of the problem feels like. And just let yourself feel the unclear sense of all of that whole experience. So now I invite you to go back and forth between the felt sense and the word, or maybe a phrase or image that comes with it. And just check and see how they resonate with each other. Just see if there's a little bodily signal that lets you know that there's a fit. So to do this, you have to have the felt sense there again, as well as the word. And let the felt sense change, and if it does, and also the word or picture, just let that happen until they feel just right in capturing the quality of that felt sense. So the felt sense, just the right word, maybe just the right image. So now I invite you to ask, what is it about the whole issue that makes this quality which you've just named or pictured? And make sure the quality is sensed again, freshly, vividly, not just remembered from before. And when it is here again, I invite you to tap it, to touch it, be with it, experience it, while asking, what makes this whole problem so blank? What makes this problem so? And let the answer come to you. Or you can ask, what is in this sense? What is in this sense that I'm feeling and experiencing? And if you get a quick answer without a shift in the felt sense, just let that kind of answer go by and return your attention to your body and freshly find that felt sense again. And then ask it again. What makes this whole issue so? Or what is in this sense? Just be with the felt sense until something comes along with a shift, a slight give, or a release. And just allow yourself to receive what comes with this shift in a friendly way. Just stay with it for a while, even if it's only a very slight release. Whatever comes, this is only one shift, and there can be others. And you'll probably continue after a little while. But right now, just stay with it for a few moments. And if during these instructions somewhere you spend a little time sensing and touching an unclear, holistic body sense of this problem, then you have focused. It doesn't matter where the body shift came or not. It just comes on its own. It's something we don't control. Just honor what you've experienced. Whatever you've experienced was right for you at this moment. So I invite you just to take a little while. Just disconnect yourself, but rest with your eyes closed. And just take a moment to integrate the practice. So what we experienced took place in 6 stages. First, we cleared a space, and that included a little bit of guided relaxation. Then we focused on the felt sense, where we noticed it in our body. Then we gave it a handle, we gave it a name. Then we took some time to resonate with it, find the right combination of the felt sense, a word, maybe an image. And then asking what it might be all about. And finally, just receiving and honoring. So we're going to take a little shift here and go into our next meditation. So take a moment and make sure you're lying or seated comfortably. And once again, let my voice and the occasional sound of the drum that I'm going to play guide you through this next experience, the simple experience of Chod. So now I invite you once again to check in with your body. Breathe deeply. Scan your body and find the place where that issue resides again. It could be a place of physical tension or some other sensation like emptiness, or just somewhere your awareness just gravitates to, maybe the same felt sense that you felt at the end of the previous meditation. Either way, just bring both your breath and awareness to that physical region. Now begin to visualize what this issue looks like. Don't control it, just watch it and observe it. And then begin to visualize the sensation as a living being and see it facing you. If an inanimate object appears, then just imagine what it would look like if it were personified as some kind of living being. It could be in human form or in the form of an animal. It could also be of a more mythical form with both human and animal characteristics. So what color is this being, this inner demon? What surface does it have? Is it smooth, rough, hairy, scaly? Is there a noticeable gender for this demon? How many limbs or appendages does it have? How big or small is it? What is its character and or its emotional state? Notice its eyes and any sounds that it's making. And now take a moment to try to notice something else about the demon that you haven't noticed before. So now I invite you to say to this demon, please do not be afraid. Please come to me. I have what you most desire. And then ask, what is your name? And listen to its response. And then ask, please tell me what you want from me. What can I do for you? And again, listen to or observe its response. And then ask, please tell me what it is that you need from me. And again, try to listen to or watch its response. And finally ask, how will you feel once you receive it? And again, pay attention to it in whatever way it responds. Now breathe deeply And imagine that your body is dissolving into a nectar that has the quality of the feeling that the demon would have if its need was satisfied. What color is this nectar? Is it thick or runny? It can even manifest as a smoke or a mist. What other qualities do you notice? Does it flow into some kind of container? Does it flow on the ground toward the demon? Whatever manifests, just observe its qualities. And as the nectar manifests, begin to feed the demon to its complete satisfaction, imagining the nectar entering the demon any way you wish. The demon might even bathe in it or absorb it through its skin or breathe it in. In whatever form this happens, just keep feeding the demon until complete satisfaction is reached. And if the demon seems to be insatiable, then try to imagine how it would look if it were completely satisfied. So your body is being consumed, leaving you simply as an observer. And once you are consumed, observe how the demon changes in form. Is there a change in color, in shape, or its size? Does it change into an object of some kind? Does it change into another being? Just relax, observe, and honor this change. And once you notice this new form, now allow yourself to merge with it. And it will be at this point when you feel some kind of physical or emotional shift. And just let yourself be aware of this change in yourself. And again, just honor it. So now, allow yourself to rest in the present state. Once the transformed energy merges with you, let yourself dissolve into a state of emptiness. And for the moment, let your mind relax without creating any particular experience. Just rest without filling the space, not trying to make anything happen or rushing to finish. Just be present and in the moment. And now I invite you to take a deep and clearing breath, letting go of the experience and bringing your awareness back to this time and to this place. Notice the sound of my voice, sensation of your body lying or seated where it is. Notice the sensation of your clothes against your skin, the temperature of the air around you, and just anything else within your immediate environment. Take another deep and clearing breath and begin to move your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet, your arms and legs. If you're laying down and you feel ready, you can roll over onto one side and just slowly and carefully engage your arms to come back into a seated position. And then bring the palms of your hands together to your heart center. And as you continue to bring yourself back, just be aware of our benedictions. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Inhale and exhale, slowly opening your eyes, keeping a relaxed gaze. Take a moment to give gratitude to the divine in all of its forms for being with us. And giving gratitude to yourself for taking part in this practice tonight. Namaste. Blessings always. And Jai Mata Di. And thank you so very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed both of those meditations. Just so powerful when you have those physical shifts to go with the words and the images. And very often, such an experience also gives a sense of mission to your healing. So if you were to assign a particular school of psychology to what we did, it could certainly include both the Gestalt approach and also the Jungian approach, especially in the Chod experience. Feel free to contact me, message me at my channel, or email me at omcdevi@gmail.com. That's om, A-U-M-C, Devi, D-E-V-I, at gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. And I look forward to you joining me on Tuesday at 7 o'clock, where we'll do the Yoga Nidra meditation that I was supposed to do this Tuesday and wasn't able to due to our internet outage. Finally got our internet back Wednesday evening. But until then, just take it real easy. Again, I want to thank everybody, including Kim, Bryce, and Deborah, and anyone else who's watching right now, and anyone who'll be watching the recording in the future. Thank you so very much, and Jai Ma.